All right, what's happening, friends? Welcome back for another episode of the Chamber Podcast. Joining me in the studio today is the 5-star salon of Brighton, Tribute Salon and MedSpa. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you
So
for
we have
having
Denne
us.
and Jamie. So this is your first time on the podcast, or any podcast,
Yes.
is that right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Where are we at on the nervousness level? Give me a 1 to 10.
4.
I was going to say like a 2 or 3.
Because I did such a good job in the pre-show, right?
Yes,
did.
you got us very comfortable before we started.
Well, good deal. So I want to dive right in. There's a lot to talk about here. Both of you have a tremendous background in this particular space. Denne, obviously, you're the owner of Tribute. So I want to start with you. So tell me a little bit about the backstory, where your passion for this particular industry started, and then how Tribute came about.
I will give you the shortest version of a long career. Let me
love
say
it.
that, okay? I got my license when I was in high school. I went to Michigan State, thought I would be an interior designer, wasn't really working. Parents said, come home, we've got other kids to put through school. So I started doing hair. I took a job in the Hudson department store. It's a family-owned company. Things I didn't like about it, the owner said, the knocker's on the outside of the door. So either step in and make it better or step out. So I got into management when I was 20. The better part of my career, I was the regional director of the department stores for Hudson's. And I took on different territories for that company in Minneapolis, Chicago, Hawaii. It was a lot of travel. And I loved it because I love the industry. When it gets in your blood, you can't quit it. And I never wanted to. There was times going on vacation, I found, and I was thinking about this with this podcast, I always gravitated to small town businesses. And I used to go up and down the streets, like at Martha's Vineyards, and I look at all these stores and I think, oh, this is so cool because they're all individual, they're unique, they're special. It just seemed peaceful and fun, and it just was appealing to me. When we were back in 2015, we were going to open a salon. That space, 401 Main, came up. My husband and I looked at it and I thought, okay, this is probably the last chapter of my career, so let's just do it downtown. And I was right across from Brighton Bar and Grill. It was like kind of a no-brainer that I would do it. And we opened it up with a very strong, talented team. And yet the name came to me because I thought, truly, if you follow your passion, if you're one of those that has the privilege to do what you love to do and make a living, it's a tribute to your soul. So that's kind of why I named it that way. I wanted it to be somewhat androgynous because we take care of a lot of guys. I didn't want them to feel like they were coming to a girly spa. So that's kind of where we went with it. And it's been Tribute.
I love it. And as I mentioned in the opening, you have a fantastic reputation in Livingston County. You guys are approaching almost 1,000 5-star reviews on Google. That's pretty incredible.
I know. Thank
What's
you
that feel
so
like?
much. The whole thing is surreal. Since we opened, we've had year after year success, not without challenges and tribulations, but the fact that we have such a strong, loyal following and our clients, it's built on relationships. My relationships with the staff relationships with the client. It's just truly surreal for me that I get to have it be so exceptional. And it's a little humbling. I like to be behind the scenes, more in front. This is a little out of my element, but it makes me so proud that it's going so well.
I love it. So Jamie, let's get you in the mix here. So talk to me about how you and Denne got together, worked on in the pre-show. You're talking about how you've been at Tribute from the beginning. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. When we worked together before Tribute, and when she came to this idea, when her and Mark decided to do this, I was all in 100%. And I even got to hang ceiling tiles at Tribute. And
we needed the help.
and put furniture, the furniture in my room and pick out where I wanted my outlets. Like, she allowed us to be a part of that as well, and
cool.
to create the menu. And so, yes, it was an honor to be a part of the beginning. So I feel like she's my business sister. She's my friend. I don't usually call her my boss because I don't think she really likes that.
No, I don't like that.
So she's my friend. But we opened 2015, and it was a lot. We were going through a lot, and here we are. Like, I love Tribute. I love what Tribute represents. The guest, our clientele that we have there is absolutely amazing, and I wouldn't be happier anywhere else. Yeah.
So you are both in a space that's demonstrably competitive. There is, for me, I've only been in downtown Brighton almost 3 years now. Seems like there's a new salon popping up every day. That's not the case, but it feels like there's a lot of competition in this particular space. So how do you keep a competitive edge in this marketplace and have the long-term just durability that you've had?
So in all my experience, I can tell you there are going to always be plenty of professionals to create a team and plenty of clients to support those teams. And I'm a firm believer that if you hire and you build relationships and you have a team and we mind our grass and we water our grass and we take care of our clients, there's not a competitiveness. I mean, I am proud of the strong salons that we are around. And do they keep us on our toes? I don't think so. I think our clients keep us on our toes. We want to provide new services for the clients. We want to give clients a reason to stay with us. And we affiliate ourselves with all these product lines that give continued education for our staff. So for me, it's, am I providing what I can for my staff? And can they provide the same for the clients? And there's, we just get on with it. It's not really, I don't have enough time in the day to really worry about what other people are really doing.
Yeah.
I want to worry about what we're doing and are we in sync. The culture of our staff is really, it's the first time in my life I've never had a boss. And I see my team as my boss, my partner. And I think if we're all proud of what we do and we remember clients are coming into our doors to spend money on themselves, what can we provide for them? Can they step away from their reality and love what we did and relax and enjoy it? There's nothing better.
I love that. Jamie?
Yeah. As far as the spa department goes, we really wanted to advance that department, and we are working with a medical director so we can do medical treatments. We actually, I think about 8 months ago, we got a new device, so we're now doing laser treatments. We're doing laser hair removal. The Morpheus 8, which is microneedling with radio frequency, and we're also doing IPL with Lamecca. So it was just nice to be able to offer something different to our community. A lot of our clients, they like to have all their treatments done in one place. So we really try to advance each department and be able to provide that for our clients. And so we were very happy to be able to, build the med spa department.
I love when I hear businesses continuing to add on services that fit into kind of the ecosystem of a client's life, right? It's not just hair, it's hair and nails, then it's hair, nails, and massage, then hair, nails, massage, and skincare. I'm gonna forget the list that I'm giving because there's so much, but that's kind of my point, is that you have developed and built this ecosystem around what people need so they can come and get everything under one roof. What has it been like to take the continuity of service and the quality of the service from one department and add it to a new one? What's that process been like? Sometimes when you roll out something new, it's hard to, capture the same level of service into a new department. A lot of businesses struggle with that. So what's that been like for the two of you?
In Tribute, as we have a hair studio, we have a nail studio. I mean, we hire people, and this is, again, goes back to what I like to do. I like to take people that are new into our industry and let them struggle with finding their path, what they love to do, and become specialists. Jamie will never do hair, and Lisa will never do skincare. We have specialized people per department. So, the development of new services would be, the hair department, we have meetings, we talk about what we want to advance in there, and then that team takes it from there. Then we go into the skincare department and we add services with that. It's more about, and I think our challenge is the cross promotion, so that each person can kind of promote what's new in the different departments. That is where they have to take time out and promote their, coworker and what we're doing. But we hire people that are really, I want them to zero in on their specialty because they'll do better and they'll be more successful. And I think that kind of makes it easier. I mean, the consistency of service is important, and the standards. You know, our clients are used to that level that we provide.
I love that.
That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So when we brought in the new device, what we did is we offered the staff to have a service at no charge because we wanted them to experience it so they could talk to their clients about it. And that really helped because we really want the staff to also cross-promote. I cross-promote every day. So we really wanted them to have a better understanding of what we were bringing into the salon and what it was going to offer. So allowing the staff to experience these treatments really helps grow each department.
So heading into 2023, a new year always, at least for me, I'm sure a lot of people kind of symbolize a fresh start on the business, kind of a different outlook. What's coming down the pipeline in 2023 that you're excited about at Tribute?
That's a great question. I mean, I always feel like my role with the staff is to keep them focused forward and to improve. I've already got people scheduled to go away for education. We've got some of our training set up already for the national educators to come in. We're looking for a new skincare line. We want to add a different additional product line. So it's new and different for the staff. And if they feel fresh and renewed, then they share that information with the clients, and it goes from there. I think this year is just, quite honestly, the biggest challenge that we are preparing for is the challenge of consistency as it relates to the streetscape and what we're going to, it's going to be, but it's the end result will be so phenomenal after it's all done, but we have to, weather the storm, really.
Yeah, that's a project that I think no one is looking forward to during the middle of it. But like you said, once it's done, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. It's growth and it's progress. You either move forward, you don't stay the same, and we're not going backwards. So we'll go forward.
I love it. So 2015 started Tribute, right? So 8 years later, looking at 2023. What is it like to look back 8 years in the past, essentially, and look at everything that you both have accomplished?
It's pretty overwhelming to think, if we all sit around and at staff meetings and we talk about the trials and things that we've gone through, losing power or having our computer hacked. I mean, we've got, every business goes through that stuff. You can never prepare for it. But I can tell you, every time we went through our little mini crisis, the staff pulled together and it made us stronger. And yet we sit there and say, do you remember when we did this? And I think just let's not speak about the stuff that we've survived, but we did do that. We have some notches in our belt that we've done phenomenal, and hopefully not be so transparent to the client. That's the big goal. You go behind, you paddle like a duck, and you sail smoothly on the front. You know?
Absolutely.
It just also proved how strong our team really is, because somebody like me, I'm at work, I feel like more than I'm at home. And we are a family. I feel like we are a family. We support each other, and it's not just one person's job. I feel like everybody helps everyone, because in the end, it is about the client experience. And I think our clients feel that, because I know that I've had multiple clients tell me how they feel and how they see that everybody really pulls together as a team. So we have a pretty strong team.
In February, you guys have a program going on in support of La Casa. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
So we did this last year, and we had such great client response. We want to repeat it. Through holiday, everybody gets gift cards, gas cards, grocery cards, restaurant cards you'll never use. So we decided that we would just collect cards. We don't necessarily want clients to go out and buy them, but collect any gift card, $10 value or more, and their name is entered into getting one of our Tribute collections. So I'll put together, it'll be in our window, different Tribute collections of our favorite products, services, and they'll be great values. They'll be $500 a piece, and we'll just have enter to win, and we'll just collect as many gift cards as we possibly can. And we do a lot with La Casa, but it just was so fun for me last year to take a box of gift cards for La Casa to just use as they wanted to, that it was wonderful. So we want to do that again.
That's awesome. Denne, where do you think that philanthropy comes from, as far as having a business and supporting nonprofits? Where do you think you picked that up from or learned that from?
I just think it's who you are as a person. I'm very humble at what we have, and I don't take that for granted. And I think if we can help people, I do probably more behind the scenes, and I don't do it for, publicity of sorts. We like to help people, and we like to do a lot of things that help whatever causes or foundations or just individual families that are struggling. So, I just think it's who you are as a person, really. And I happen to work with an awful lot of people on my team that are very, very giving people. We have a pretty diverse staff. I'm very proud of the diversity among our team. It's not, it's not cookie cutter kind of hairdresser or coworker. Like I kind of feel like they relate to anybody that walks in our door would relate to somebody in my building, and that's just wonderful, really, for me.
How do you think you guys have been able to foster that type of culture and environment over the last 8 years?
I don't know. When you're around good people, they rub off. So if somebody's, there's a person on our staff, she'll always come up and she'll say, what can I do to make your day better? And I think, when you have people like that in your life, it makes you be a better person each day. And so it kind of builds, the momentum builds. It's a very kind, gracious group. We do not take it for granted. We're busy, and there's a lot of people that come in and think, wow, you guys are really busy. And it's like, we do not take that for granted. It's hard to build a clientele. It's harder to keep a clientele.
Sure.
And so, we just work on it every day.
Yeah. Well, in the hour or so that I've gotten to know the both of you, I do believe that culture does start at the top, and it does start with standards, which I think you and you as well, Jamie, have done a tremendous job of putting that into place as a model for people to follow.
Thanks.
I think that says a lot about your team, having a head count over 50, having as many reviews as you do, and being able to expand as much as you have in the last 8 years. It's pretty impressive.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
So if someone wants to get started with Tribute, they want to learn more, check out the new laser, where do they go? What do they do?
They come in and they meet with us, and we let them shadow, and we get to know them, and we are very transparent who we are, because the more we can show them, the more they can decide they want to put their feet in and dig in 2 feet and work hard, then they have a chance with us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And from the customer perspective, if someone wants to dive into some of your services, where would you prefer them to look first?
We actually offer consultations. So whether it's our hair department or even facial treatments, because we do a variety of treatments, they are always welcome to call the salon and schedule a consultation with, whatever type of service provider they need. And everybody's more than happy to do that, because it's not only just a technical comfort that somebody needs. It's, a lot of times it can even be their communication style, their personality. And so when I cross promote and I make recommendations of who they should see, a lot of times I'm also basing that on their communication style and their personalities, because I feel like everybody is good technically, great technically that I work with. So it's very easy to recommend anybody in my building. So a lot of times I try to do it based on personality. But as far as
matchmaking,
as far as a client coming in, they can do a consultation. They can look up our website. Obviously has all our treatments on there. But I do recommend coming in and doing a consultation just to make sure that they're comfortable with that.
Last question, and I'm just curious. This one just popped in my head as you guys were kind of giving me the last round of answers. Do you think that you have focused more on client retention or client acquisition since you've started the business?
Retention.
I figured.
You build a clientele through word of mouth. And if you do right by the client and remember they pay every day that they come in to see you, they want to take care of you too. They're proud of you. You're their hairdresser. You're their esthetician. Jamie has a lot of clients that will come in and say, I'm sending you all my friends. I mean, all she has to do is do a great job like she always does, and she gets people to refer.
Yeah. I was hoping you were going to say that. I think that's a phenomenal lesson for listeners. If you're getting ready to start a business, if you're entrepreneurial, if you want to get started on something, people think a lot about how do I fill this funnel of customers, and they don't think a lot about how they maintain it. And listening to you talk about how you've built Tribute, you guys focus a lot on retention. And that is a very important lesson for business owners, because I believe the reason the majority of businesses fail is because they're focusing far more on acquisition and they're not even paying attention to retention.
Now, if I can, let me think of this quote. Success always obsoletes the very behavior that created it.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that 30 years ago, and I understand it. You know, you have, clients are watching you, and you have to make sure that what they see is what you want them to perceive of you to be. That makes sense.
That's important.
Yeah.
Jamie, any final thoughts before we wrap up today?
I really appreciate you inviting us in. So thank you.
Yeah, we're glad to have you here. I've been looking forward to this one on the calendar. As I told you guys before we got started, a lot of my friends and whatnot tell me all the time how phenomenal you guys are. I don't have any hair, so I've not really in your client base.
We can take care of you at massage.
Yes,
that's what we had talked about.
Yeah.
That way I don't have to drive so far to go get that done. So that's perfect.
Be happy to do it. We're open 7 days a week, so you could.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
7 days a week. Yep.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you both. Denne,
so
any
much.
final thoughts before we wrap?
No, I appreciate this.
Yeah. Thank you
so much.
All right, very good. So listeners, you can find all the information about Tribute in the show notes, all their website, socials, details. If you want to get a hold of them, learn about their new laser, their suite of services, be sure to check them out. I appreciate all of you watching, listening, following, wherever you're at. It means the world to us here at the Chamber. Thanks so much. We'll catch you on the next episode. Take care.